Hello everyone, here in the Shadows over Innistrad 8-4. This is our first pick, and out of this pack I like Reckless Scholar and Declaration in Stone. Spectral Shepherd also isn't bad, but I take the removal spell over the creature. I think I'm just going to take Declaration in Stone. It's the most neutral, archetype neutral card. It's just a great removal spell in general. Alright. Our first pack wasn't great, and this pack is even less exciting. Well, I don't really like pairing white with blue or with black. So I guess I'm taking Crawling Sensation and hoping to go Delirium here. If that doesn't work out, then I can see maybe moving into different colors next pack. Okay, so there's 4 over the pages here, which I quite like. Also think it's actually the best card in the pack. We could also take Moorland Drifter, which is very decent, and Watcher in the Web, which goes very well in the green-white slow Delirium deck. Crow of Dark Tidings also works well in the Delirium deck, but I think is a little bit worse than the other cards. I get the feeling that white is relatively open, so I'm going to take the Moorland Drifter over the Watcher here. Vessel of Nascency. Not necessarily the best card in this pack, but the best card in this kind of a deck. So I think we're taking that here. The only other card I really like in this pack is Crow. I'm not a big fan of Sleep Paralysis, so okay, let's take Vessel here. Another Vessel, that's pretty nice. So blue seems to be like the most open color, but I really don't like any of these cards particularly. I mean, Uninvited Geist is good in like the blue-red deck, it's fine, and maybe in like a blue-white tempo deck, but well, we don't really have the cards for, well, I suppose we do have the cards for that, at least 2 of them. But I still think I'm going to take the Vessel and see where this takes us. Oh, this is a great sign. There's still a Tooth Collector here? I mean, I would have been happy with Traben Inspector or Quilled Wolf or Loam Dryad or Keswick Direswine, but I think... yeah, I mean, with 2 Vessels, we're going to be able to pick up a Fork in the Road or a Loam Dryad. Usually it's pretty easy to splash in these kinds of decks, so I'm seeing this as a huge sign and just taking Tooth Collector here. Second Crawling Sensation, okay. Another Traben Inspector as well, so I have the feeling that white might be quite open. So we have 2 Crawling Sensation, 2 Vessels. So this is starting to look like the kind of deck LSV likes to draft, that really mills itself out and then wins in the end. And I believe... yeah, Not Forgotten is also one of the cards that works very well in this kind of archetype, because you can find your bomb with, or put it in the graveyard with the Vessels and then get it back with Not Forgotten. So I think I'm going to take that here. So I'm now specifically looking for more Delirium cards and Epitaph Golem, for instance. Not this kind of Delirium card, I really don't like it. I think I'm going to take the Manic Scribe here just because you never know, maybe we pick up several of these and turn it into like a Delirium mill deck. It's not very likely, but it's possible. Don't really like any of these cards, so we're going to Rare Draft. Stern Constable, Nagging Thoughts. I think Nagging Thoughts is the best out of these cards, but sometimes Stern Constable can be playable if you're lacking ways to get Delirium. So maybe let's just take that. Probably not playing it though. A Vessel, and I'll take the Emissary, I guess. That's for answers. Yeah, blue seems to be quite open. Merciless Resolve is actually playable. Let's keep that to the side. Okay, this is a decent pack. We have a lot of enablers and we have a few good cards with Delirium. Now, time to find the other cards for the deck. Sage of Ancient Lore. It's probably not bad. Paranoid Parish Blade is very good when Delirium is enabled, and Deadweight is just I mean, Everson's Judgment is the best card in this pack, but it seems quite unlikely that we'll be able to splash it, even if we have like 2 Stern Constables. I mean, I don't want to play 2 Stern Constables just to play Everson's Judgment. So the choice really is between Sage and Paranoid Parish Blade, and I think... I mean, if we were more black, then I would take Deadweight here. But it doesn't seem like we're very black at the moment. So I guess I'll take the Sage. Bound by Moonsilver, good removal spell. Happy to take it here. I would have also been happy to take Watcher in the Web here. A lot of good red cards as well. But this is for us clearly the best card for us. Autumnal Gloom, which should be very good in this deck with the 2 vessels. Beholder Beyond is actually also quite interesting. Ghoulsteed also works very well in this kind of a deck. Wildfield Scarecrow, Dauntless Cathar, Myrtle's Compulsion are all very, very good in this deck, so I'm actually not quite sure what to take here. We have 2 removal spells. I think there's a bigger chance that we wheel the Autumnal Gloom, so I'm going to take the Dauntless Cathar, but we'll have to see if that was the correct pick. I'm not quite sure. Watcher in the Web is very decent in this kind of deck, so happy to take it. Here we can take Explosive Apparatus or Solitary Hunter. Apparatus is good to get you to Delirium, but I think Solitary Hunter is just a much better card, so... We have a Warped Landscape that could help us splash the Tooth Collector, or we could take a Throttle to splash a little bit more in our deck. think Troll has higher upside, so yeah. Take the Solitary Hunter here. This pack isn't going as well as the first pack went, but what are you gonna do? I quite like Apothecary Geist. Could also see taking Wicker Witch here. I think Geist is just better though. Okay, so we could take Confront the Unknown as a trick, or we could take Dire Swine as a finisher. I think that's a little bit better. Here we take Provisioners. Our curve is really high. We really need to find two drops and 3 drops, even 3 drops in the next pack. It's kind of weird. Because of the vessels and the crawling sensations, I was hoping that the Delirium deck was going to be very open, but it doesn't seem to be. Oh, we did wield the Autumnal Gloom. That's really, really good. Yeah, that's great. Going to hate on Magmatic Chasm. Sure, maybe we'll find a good equipment. So I'm probably not playing the Stern Constable, and yeah, we really need. Also, would prefer not to play the Emissary. I like most of the other cards, so we mostly need I want at least 3 2-drops and a little bit more removal and something like a Stoic Builder and a Fork in the Road. All of those would be great for this deck. Okay, so the best cards in this pack by far are Under the Floorboards and Missionaries. And there's basically nothing for our deck here because we don't have any equipment, so the Missionaries does not work well. I think I'm going to take the Under the Floorboards and hope that we somehow manage to splash double black. We'll need at least a Stoic Builder, a Groundskeeper, and a Fork in the Road to do that, but you never know, maybe this works out. Thing in the Ice, Kindly Stranger, wow. That's a lot of good cards in one pack. How much is Thing in the Ice still worth? Thing in the Ice is only like €2. Okay, so I'm not picking Thing in the Ice. Well, I think by far the best card in this pack is the Drugskull Cavalry in the colors that we are, but Kindly Stranger is going to be amazing in this deck if I get to splash it. Yeah, this is difficult. Actually, I would prefer to take the Kindly Stranger, but I'm very concerned that we won't be able to get the fixing. So maybe I do take the Drugskull Cavalry. Of course, now I'm going to get all the fixing I need, probably, but I don't know. We'll see. Tribune Inspector would be fine. Paranoid Parish Blade has higher upside, though. We already have more 3-drops, so let's take the Tribune Inspector. Maybe we wield the Parish Blade, you never know. Another Tribune Inspector, probably. Okay, we're going to have problems getting to all of our different types. I only have a few sorceries and instants. It's not great. Inquisitor's Ox is great in this kind of a deck. think it's the best card here. Or we really need a fork in the road or a stoic builder or something. Well, I'm going to take the weirding wood to give us a little bit of fixing and an extra creature type, but this is not working out the way I planned it. Ooh, an epitaph golem? Yeah, I guess we're taking that. This is our final chance of a new card, right? Yeah, let's take it. Another Inquisitor's Ox, but we're not going to be able to get another way to get fixing. So we're probably not going to be able to splash. Oh, we got a Lone Dryad. That's pretty great. I think we're taking that. Clipped Wings for the sideboard. Some more sideboard cards. Don't think I'll be playing Equestrian Skill, but who knows. So off the Weirding Wood and Loam Dryad. We can splash like... we probably can't play the from under the floorboards. It's really unfortunate. So we're very probably going... Oh, that's a pretty good one, because that'll allow us to get maybe more different types into our deck. You have so many creatures though. Way too many creatures. So we need to cut 6 cards. Definitely cutting some of the 4-drops. I think this is probably the worst one. Probably also cutting the Geist. I don't think I need the Dire Swine. Wait. Oh, maybe I do. We have 1, 2 big finishers, and then I guess the Solitary Hunters are also decent finishers, so maybe I cut the Dire Swine. We really have very, very few 2-drops. It's something I don't like. Guess we do have all of these, but it's not great. So I think we're not playing from under the floorboards, even though, I mean, the plan could be to Crawling Sensation away the entire deck, then put Swamps on top of the on our deck. Actually, maybe we do play from under the floorboards for a very stupid reason. Because we have very few non-enchantment land or creature spells. So maybe we need it to get to Delirium. If we're not going to have Delirium as often as we'd want to, maybe Inquisitor's Ox is a little bit worse. Could also see cutting the shard. I don't want to cut the Not Forgotten because, yeah, well, mostly, again, because I think we need sorceries and instants. So I need to cut one more thing. There's really nothing in here left that I want to cut. I guess I could cut a Traven Inspector. Yeah, maybe I do cut a Traven Inspector. It's probably the worst card in the deck still. Well, it's not the worst. I mean, some of these are probably worse, but I think we need some of those, so... Oh, I really don't want to do this. Could also cut a Moorland Drifter. Let's add the lands first so that we don't time out. I think I want 2 swamps. I want 7/7. No, I want 8/7. So this is 15/17. Yeah, I think that's fine. Cut this and submit. I hope we got that in time. I'll see you in the first round.